financial world, we talk about savings, we talk about emergency fund, investments. There's so much to talk about. People also like to hoard cash. Talk to me a little bit about
especially when the world's so normal, right?
Right.
The more normal the world gets, the more people get scared. The more the news media takes over our minds and controls our minds, the more we get scared. You know, we try so hard to have a plan and focus on goals. Focus on goals and know that we're on track and know where we're headed so that we get the noise out of the picture, because the noise, we're emotional animals. God made us that way. We are emotional animals.
Yes, we are.
And it's so easy for our emotions, without us knowing, taking over and helping us do things that we should never do, because our worst decisions are made emotionally. And hoarding cash, why cash? What are you going to do with cash? I mean, supposedly we're going to a cashless world, and I get it. Yeah, people are scared and they think the market's going to go down. Well, what if inflation goes 20%? What's cash going to do? What's purchasing power going to do? There's not a period out there that the stock market, not a 20-year period out there that the stock market hasn't outperformed guaranteed accounts. And short term, it's ugly.
Yeah.
You've been with us as a firm for a couple of years.
Yep.
You've seen us a couple times go to conservative bucket. We have a plan. We have a plan on what we're going to do in a bad market. We should have 6 months of emergency funds. We should have our conservative assets so we can live on, because the market is going to go down. The market will go down. It will adjust. We know that's going to happen. So hoarding cash, if you go into cash, how are you going to know when to get out? Because I don't remember the last time. I've been in business 35 years now. My grandma gave me her money to invest for when I was 18. That was so long ago I can't even count. I don't remember a year there wasn't something horrible going on in the world that would concern you. So why hoard cash? Why not hoard gold? Why not hoard, I don't know what you're going to hoard, but have a plan. Should we have some cash? Absolutely. I think everybody should have some cash at home. Because of earthquake, because of winter storm, at a minimum, we should have 3 weeks of cash, food, and water on hand. Non-disposable. We should have that. But to go and say I'm going to put $200,000 of cash in the bank, I don't know. Maybe they're right, but it's not likely.
Right.
The market long-term gives us inflation-adjusted returns. They're going to get us where we want. And so if you're hoarding cash, I think maybe it's a lack of planning. I think maybe it's a lack of goals. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. So the average investor that may be watching this, what's one thing that they can do to help them not hoard cash? And I think you mentioned it about a plan, but
having a plan, you need to have a budget. You need to know what you're spending. Most people, when I initially invest or start planning with them, they don't know what they spend. Mm-hmm. They don't know what they need. They don't, you need to have a plan, have a roadmap. If you have a roadmap, I think if you and I decide today to drive to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, I think we know which way to go out of town. But if there's a storm or there's a bridge out, or if I don't have a map, I'm going to get lost someplace between here and Alabama, and Tuscaloosa isn't the hot spot in Alabama unless you're a Bama football fan. And so we better have a map. Yep. We better know where we're going. And a map is what's going to give you comfort, because hoarding cash is a lack of comfort. Hoarding cash is fear of what the president's doing or the Congress is doing or what. And you look historically at, and we've had other presidents that people thought were bad. If you look historically at presidents, they have very little to do with the market.
Right.
It's hard to predict anything from the president. So let's have a plan. Let's build probability in what you're doing. Let's take your investments and do what's probably going to give us the best results. Let's make sure our estate plan is giving us the best results. Everything we do, cash flow, our burn rate, everything we do, how our investments are, our risk tolerance, what our kids are doing, what our wills are, our beneficiaries, if we do everything so we bring probability of success to the plan, then we don't need to hoard cash. Should we have cash? Absolutely.
Yep.
The question is how much. And the only way you're going to get that answer is sit down with a coach, have a plan, and think through that process. So I would tell you, we should go plan today.